Alright, well, welcome to our meeting. We do have a few new members, so I'm gonna go ahead and welcome you guys. Welcome. So, brief guild rules if you're new, or if you forgot them. Respect one another, and no religion, politics, or spoilers in any sort of guild chat. That includes Facebook, Telegram, guild chat, forums. Just no. Cool. So as far as what we do, we have two raid groups going on right now. We are a PvE RP guild. We used to have PvP, but it's not really our focus anymore. And the raid groups raid on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 8 server, that's Central Time. If you don't know what server is, to 11. And Tainted will be talking about roleplay later on. Okay, so if you are a new member, the most important thing that you can do is join our Facebook group. That is basically our off-game sort of quick communication. Our Facebook group is mainly meant to be hey, reminder that this is going on, this event, that event, or hey, I found this funny meme and I'm going to share it with you guys, and yeah, so you feel free to, do shit posts that are relevant to WoW, relevant to Blizzard games, all that fun stuff. And I think Khaleesi is linking our group link for you there. There it is, on TeamSpeak. Cool, so on that note as well, we also do use a guild website and the forums. So that's volitioned.com/forum. Khaleesi will be linking it as well. Our forums is more of our kind of business side of things. So if you're ever curious about the guild rule, how to get promoted, information about, our events, information about our raid groups, that's where you would go. Unfortunately, the way that Facebook is set up, can't really pin important documents. So yep, that's what the forums are for. Cool, so go ahead and open up your calendar. Oh my goodness, look, so many events. So if there's an event that you're interested in, go ahead and sign up, show up.
Please.
So, and if you're new, something that you kind of should get into the habit of doing is just when you log on, just make sure to check the calendar, because we do keep that as updated as possible. It does contain all of our events. Dependent on how involved you are with the guild, you might even have even more events that are invite only. So yeah, your calendar is a really good way to kind of keep up with all the stuff that we're doing. Get as involved as you can. Cool, so the biggest news that we have for you guys this meeting is we're actually going to be making some changes to our rank system. So yeah, we have revamped it. So Initiate and Member ranks have remained the same. So those are our two lowest ranks. So in order to rank up from Initiate to Member, you have to sign up on our Facebook group, the forums, and TeamSpeak. And once you go ahead and do that, you fulfilled all our requirements for Member. All you have to do is fill out a Google form that basically says, hey, I've done all these things. Please promote me. And then at the next meeting, we go ahead and do that for you if you are online. And Khaleesi has linked it on TeamSpeak for you guys if you are an initiate looking for that promotion. So Raiders are going to be promoted tonight, so that's really exciting. We haven't done any Raider promotions in a long time, so that's something to look forward to. So, Raider rank. This is the next rank up. So it's Initiate, Member, and then we have Raider. So Raider does have a few perks. So Raider reserved for those people on the raiding roster. So there are people who show up to raid events, meetings, and have all the prerequisites that a member status would have. So that includes Facebook, the forums, the stuff we talked about. And they maintain the required attendance that's required of raiders. So for heroic, that would be 80%. For mythic, that would be 90%. And the requirements to be able to be a raider is you have to have been in the guild for at least 3 weeks as a member rank before you're considered to be raider. And you have to have, like I said, consistent raid attendance, come prepared to raid, and a little bit of performance is a factor as well. So perks that you guys have if you are a raider rank is you do have priority over loot, over member and initiate, and access to more guild bank tabs for commodities. So the biggest thing that I want to stress is that for our raider rank, you can lose your rank if you fall under your attendance requirements. It's not a biggie. If you have to, if you have to drop out of raiding for an X amount of time, be like, hey, I am stepping out for 2 months. I got some RL issues going on. Okay, that's great. Thanks for letting us know. You will lose your raider rank, so don't be alarmed, I guess. But that's definitely something that once you come back, you can work yourself up to it again. Especially probably even faster than before, because you would already have the prerequisites of, member, having been in the guild 3 weeks, etc., etc. So, okay, the next rank up is veteran. So veteran does have a new description, and it serves as a different rank than veteran used to be. So now veteran rank is reserved for members who are exactly as the rank describes. You are a longtime member within the guild. So what does this mean? You don't have to be a raider, and you don't have to meet any sort of attendance requirements to be a veteran. So what you have to have is you must have been in the guild for 6 months. It previously was 3 months. So that's a change that we've had to veteran rank. And you do have perks that you are able to make guild events. You're able to have more access to the guild bank. So in prior times, veteran rank could make invites to members in the guild. That is not the case anymore because we have an additional rank that we have added to our system. And that would be the champion rank. Brand new rank. This is a very prestigious rank in the guild, and it's reserved for those who go above and beyond for the guild, for Volition. So before you become champion rank, you will be consulted by the officers about what your responsibilities would be as a champion. And this is just like Raider. It's a rank that you can fall off of if you fail to complete those responsibilities. You can run the risk of losing that rank. So think of champion as kind of like mini officers. It would be a step down from officer, basically. It's a step above veteran, but a step below officer. So it does require some responsibilities. We won't be offended if you say no to us asking you, but you still get, recognized for, your commitment to the guild. And the perks for that would include being able to invite members to the guild and even more bank access, as well as, more inviting, creating events, rather. So right now, Iona is the only champion. That's because he's raid leader, and he has a lot more responsibilities than, some of you guys have. As far as officers and GM, that's going to remain the same. And I will be having a question panel at the end for you guys who are confused about ranks. You want me to go over them again really fast, whatever. So as far as last meeting, we had a change in policy regarding our names in TeamSpeak, Facebook, and the forums. So what this means, if you weren't around, don't remember, it just means that your in-game name has to match your name on all of these mediums. So if my name is Zenturi, my name should be Zenturi on TeamSpeak, my name should be Zenturi on the forums. And yeah. Obviously Facebook, you have your RL names, but if you happen to have a dummy Facebook, please actually include your in-game name. That would be really helpful. Yeah, you can't handle this, obviously. Yeah, so especially on TeamSpeak, people have been having a habit of changing their name because of jokes, etc., doing multiples of Zen, stuff like that. If we can't figure out who you are from first glance on TeamSpeak, we will kick you from the server. That's a promise and a guarantee. So if it's like Potato Kin Turd 3000 is on TeamSpeak in a channel and say, I don't know, I'm in officer chat chilling, and I see you there, and I know you're not a member, and I don't know who you are, I will kick you. You could be, you know, Pasol being like, hey, 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 hey. If you'd like, you can put your name in parentheses along with the funny name, as long as your in-game name is part of it. So it could be like Turd Master, and then in parentheses Zenturi. That would be okay. As long as it's not something that's meant to be deceiving. I know some people tried to bend that rule. I'm still going to give you guys a chance with that, but if you keep bending that rule and saying, oh, my name was within a billion letters, so it should be okay. No, I'll take that rule away. So for the website, you can change your username whenever you want. I know some of you guys are, you know, new to the guild or weren't aware that we do ask you to have your in-game name, or you've changed mains or whatever since making an engine account. So you can change that, and Khaleesi's going to go ahead and link that for you guys to change that setting. And yeah, as far as Facebook goes, just make sure that your name is on the Who's Who list. It's a pinned post within the group, and we do have a doc that kind of keeps track of everybody's RL Facebook names and your in-game name. And eventually, we will start removing people that don't have an in-game name in there, but that's kind of more of a future upkeep sort of thing. Just please do it. Okay, so regarding invites, I'm going to go over this again because there still seems to be a little bit of confusion with the way that we have our invite policy within the guild. So I just want to, you know, make it clear for everybody. That way we're not all confused and panicking about guild invites. So we're only semi-open for recruitment. What this means is that invites are only open to certain people. And these people would be friends. So by recommending somebody to us, you're considered their sponsor. So if they behave inappropriately, and 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. So if okay, so when you recommend a member to us, you are considered their sponsor. So if they behave inappropriately and get kicked, it may go back to you. I know when we add friends of friends, you do have your name in the officer note attached to it. But yeah, we can definitely invite friends. We're more than happy to include those people in the guild. Other people that we're accepting invites are role players. And so both friends and role players do not require an application to get an invite to the guild. That's the only two kinds that do not require an app. For people that do require an app would be white trial raiders, red trial raiders, and mythic plus healers and tanks. So we are recruiting for these things, but they require an application on our guild website before they're able to be invited to the guild. So invites are closed to randoms and people who refuse to apply if they're interested in the raid groups. We do get actually people like that who are like, oh, well, I don't want to fill out your app, but can I join the guild? No. And so a friend of a member who the member doesn't contact an officer. So let me just clarify, if you want your friend in the guild, this is what you do. You whisper an officer, you're like, hey, I am wanting to invite my friend, the username, to the guild. Is that okay? And then the officer will be like, sure, person, have them whisper me. Okay, then they get invited. We won't accept an invite from someone who's like, hey, they're a random person, they whisper me, hey Zenturi, can I get an invite to the guild? I am this person's friend. Well, how can you verify that? That's what I wanted to clarify, because we did have an issue where somebody claimed they were somebody's friend and then trolled within the guild, and that's not really something we're trying to do.
So may I clarify about RP invites while we're on the subject?
Yeah, go for it.
as far as RP invites go, as Zen said, we do not require an application to be filled, though I do require an in-character interview. Like, them meeting with me, like, in-game, in-character, to sort of have, like, a little interview to come into the mercenary group of Volition. So if you do have a friend who wants to roleplay, have them message Tainted Mists either by a whisper while I'm on, or by in-game mail. And I'll set it up.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. So, I'm just gonna clarify one more time. Invites open to friends, roleplayers. That group doesn't require apps. Invites are also open, but need to have an app accepted before invite to white trial raiders, red trial raiders, mythic plus healers, and tanks. Okay, cool. So as far as white raid, Aona, are you able to talk? I'm not sure if your mic is working or anything like that. Okay, yeah, let me give you priority.
Okay, sorry about that. I don't have the privileges since I'm on a different computer this time.
Nobody can talk in this channel except officers. That's why.
So, white team right now. I am having computer issues, so I won't be joining you guys in the raid, per se, for probably 2 or 3 weeks until my old computer's repaired or until my new one comes in. I will be watching through the stream and will be sitting with you guys in TeamSpeak. I will be explaining the fights in the new Trials of Valor by using, through one of my assistants' stream. That's probably the best way I can still talk with you guys and all of that. Another thing is that we are starting the new raid. We're going to be doing normal for a few weeks to kind of get new people comfortable with us and get comfortable with the raid, and then we'll jump into heroics as soon as I get back. You guys will still be running heroic Emerald Nightmare as scheduled. I think that's all I have to say. If you guys have questions for me about the whole leading thing and what my plan is for that week, I can have a little white team meeting after the guild meeting. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
No problem.
I do know White is recruiting healers, so if you're new or you haven't been involved in raiding and that's something you're interested in, there's definitely an option for that, and there is an interest form that you can fill out if you are interested in joining your White raid. And I think Khaleesi's gonna post it. There you go. Okay, now we have Arielyn that's going to talk a little bit about Red and what's going on with us.
So, Red Team, we have opened recruitment for Red. We are currently looking for a reliable rogue, hunter, and priest, whether that's disc or holy. It's up for review for our core side. We also are looking for just a general healer, balanced druid, or DK for our bench spots. What's coming up this week? Trials of Valor, Heroic. We're going to be starting there. Make sure you read up on all 3 fights. Don't just come in there with the first one or anything like that. Make sure you know them all. If we clear all 3, we are going to go back and start Mythic Emerald Nightmare. We're going to go ahead and skip Heroic and head right into Mythic, try to get Mythendra and get some pulls on Alareth. So make sure you're ready for all of that. It's, shouldn't take you long to look up the 3 fights. As far as just overall what we got it's not a red or white team thing, but just really alt run for us. The 26th, we're going to be doing another alt run. I will be raid leading at this time. It's a great opportunity for red and white to group up, see how we all interact, things like that. As after all, we are one big family. This isn't, just you guys or us or, separately. It's us doing something together. This will be on a first come, first served basis. There are no reservations, but show up, sign up, and we're going to want you to be about 835 item level minimum. So you got plenty of time if you want to start a new tune to get up there. It should be a blast.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. Okay, now we have Tainted, who's going to talk a little bit about roleplay.
Hey people, so for the new members, we do have a roleplay thing going. As of right now, it is sort of a casual thing. I try to make the meetings at least an hour, and they are every Friday at about 7 server. And basically what we are is we're sort of a mercenary group. We focus on world PvP, though there are a couple of PvE situations that I like to do to mix up the story a little bit. Basically all I ask is that you have a character backstory, and a required add-on is Total Roleplay 3. And the backstory, I do ask that it is a reasonable backstory, not the I am Jaina's half-sister type of situation. But yeah, basically you don't even have to have any background in roleplay. A lot of us were new when we started. And we do really need new people. We've been wavering in terms of attendance. If you can't make it to a meeting, that's fine. I don't really have an attendance requirement, as it's sort of a casual group. Though I do ask, if you do sign up on the calendar as confirmed coming, please come. We've had too many instances of people signing up, me planning a time for a good number for that people, and then it turns out that about half of them don't show up. So please, if you do sign up for it, please come. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Real quick, going back to the alt run, something that was a problem is we were very heavy on melee. So if you're creating a new tune, I'd say go ahead and make a ranged class. If you already have a melee in there, don't feel like you need to change. I don't want to swap and all of a sudden we have a ton of ranged classes either. So anybody's free to come as long as you're geared up. It'd be nice if we had a little more range to work with.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had like 1 ranged and like 8 melee last alt run, and it was a time. Okay, well, Sandstra is gonna talk to you guys about Mythic Plus.
Okay, hey guys. I think right now a lot of the groups have fallen apart, as I'm sure most of you guys have told me. So I think there's 2 groups that are still running, mine and Aerialun's. So I'm not talking to you guys. You guys keep chugging. You guys have a good roster going now, so keep working at getting those higher ranks done. For the rest of you guys that are still interested, I know a lot of you guys fell off and that kind of thing just because you weren't interested after the first few weeks, and that's fine. But for those who are still interested, it's kind of hard for me to sort through who is interested and who isn't. So what I'm going to have you do is send me an in-game mail if you still want to do a Mythic Plus group, and I will do my best to try to set up groups. What I might do is set you up with a group that may not have a tank or healer yet, but just with people who you have to run with, so you have people to run with. You might be able to pug or something like that, so that's my plan thus far, just because we don't have enough tanks or healers. Tanks or healers, please send me an in-game mail, because we do need you. And yeah, that's all I got. So send me an in-game mail if you're still interested.
So on that note, we are really, really hurting for tanks right now, as far as general stuff goes. So yeah, if you're looking to make an alt, consider a tank. Healers too, but especially tanks. Right now we have 2 for Mythic Plus, so yeah.
And one of them has a broken computer.
Yeah,
And
so
speaking of
1.5.
tanks, Zebu's still in it as the tank.
Oh yeah, Zebu's still tanking. Okay, so that's 3, so we're good.
Okay, so as far as events to look forward to, we do have, if you open up your calendars, we do have a Karazhan Guild run on November 12th. And how that works, if you haven't been to one of our dungeon runs before, a ton of people show up. Whoever's in charge, so in this case it would be Aerialun, will go ahead and make groups with just the people that we got. So you might, it's the luck of the draw. You might get a full group. You might get, 3 DPS and have to pug a healer and a tank. You might get healer and a tank and have to pug DPS. It just depends on who shows up. So I do ask, please, as other officers have said, if you sign up for something, please show up. You can always just go to your app and remove yourself from the event if something came up, or you can even put tentative if you're not sure. But yeah, please be courteous to the officers as far as planning stuff. It's really hard to plan things when you think 10 people are going to show up and then only 3 show up. So yeah. As far as another event to look forward to, we do have the alt run, as Arialoon has said. He's also leading that one. And that would be on the 19th. I don't see an event up, Arialoon. Well, he'll go ahead and make that for you guys. I think we had a technical difficulty with that goes. Okay, perfect. And just other stuff that we have not had a chance to do, but events that we are thinking about doing is a tavern roleplay night, dazzling rod contest, a gambling contest, Zan's advanced guide to roleplaying. I did a newbie guide to roleplaying maybe like a month or 2 ago. How to raid lead, lore info night, a drunk world PvP night. We had a lot of fun last time we did one of those. A lore quiz night and ladies night. Alright, so it's time for promotions. So I did mention it before, but if you are interested in going from initiate to member and you do have the 3 requirements of Facebook, TeamSpeak, and the forums, there is that link that Khaleesi posted on TeamSpeak. So just basically scroll up, it's a Google Doc. Okay, so from initiate to member, we have a ton of people, so let's see. They're actually not online for member. That's interesting. Okay. Alright, then we're gonna go ahead and go from member to raider. Now this is a very large group. Alright, so congratulations to Pasol. Death Renis. Dracaria. Ozians. Anderl. Addercop. Big Black. This is a huge list. Okay. See if I can do this faster. Death Renis. Oh, there you go. I fucked up. There you go. Helianthus. Myronis. Laxative. Pranks. Rylex. Gangra. Zebu.
Zebu gets extra grats for me for tanking.
Agile. Stay cool. I told you it was a huge list. Ozians. Am I missing someone? Let me just double check.
You're missing me to guild leader?
You're cute.
You're missing a few. Looks like.
I have to delete the notes because I didn't do it as I want.
Oh, you're skipping a few. Okay, I see what you're doing.
Yep.
Got you.
Yep. Okay. Good. That's it.
Congrats
Cool.
to all.
Congrats, guys. Congrats to all of you. There are a ton of you. We haven't done Raider promotions in a long ass time, so. Okay, so now we have from Raider to Veteran, we have a few people as well.
Some of them aren't Raider either, so.
Yeah. Congratulations to Ingria, Romac, Fasol. I love the spam. Keep it up. Jagos.
Angela, you
Jugra.
heathen.
And Kiba. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Congrats, guys.
Congrats again.
Grats! Hey, Rusty. Turtle hunting.
So I am getting questions about if you were a prior veteran, if you are now considered a champion. That's going to be a no. Champion is going to be a new rank that you guys can work up to. And as of now, we do not have any champion promotions. Cool, so now I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor for questions.
Real quick, I just wanted to say, so everybody knows the calendar, it has been updated. Sign up if you are interested when you get over to your alt.
Cool. Thanks, bud. So yeah, so we're gonna have, we're opening up the floor for questions. If you have a question, what you have to do is you go to TeamSpeak and you double click on your name, and that will cause a request talk power, and then we can go ahead and click your name, and then you can ask your question. So if you have a question, go ahead and do that right now. And that could be about anything. Guild rules, guild things.
User requested talk power.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, so I just had a quick question out of curiosity. Why was the decision passed to not allow veterans to invite people to the guild?
So, okay, two things. One, it's that we felt like we were starting to get too many people with invite power. That has led to a few fuck-ups as far as people just inviting people that weren't supposed to be in the guild. We found that some of the veterans weren't as involved as we would like them to be as far as that goes, or weren't even aware that we had a kind of a closed invite policy right now. So in short, we think it's too many people who had that invite power, I guess, rank, or I would say power, and we want to kind of keep it to less people. And the other reasoning is that people who are inviting are not following the way that we set up notes, and it's been really tedious for poor Khaleesi, who's asked the veterans to do it as, put the note a certain way, to keep up with that. Several hours worth.
Okay, that's completely understandable. I was just curious.
Yep. And also, making veteran kind of a secondary rank does give people who are members the option to be able to rank up rather than just stay at member forever and hope that you get veteran one day. Now you kind of have, 2 ranks that you can work towards aside from, the champion rank, which is, kind of invite only sort of thing. Or appointed, there you go.
All right, thank you. That's all I wanted to ask.
Okay, so the requirements for veteran, is that just how long you're in the guild, or are there any other requirements?
Nope, that's it. As long as you're in the guild for, we said, 6 months, you are eligible to be a veteran, and I think the way that we're going to do it is that we're going to probably just make you guys sign a doc and that's it. Like, just one question, like, hey, I'm eligible to be veteran. Okay, good.
Okay.
So the difference between, like I said, the difference between veteran and champion is that veteran is literally, as it's described, you're a long-standing member in the guild, while champion is you are a very dedicated member. It's a more of a prestigious title, and it does involve a little bit of responsibility and things you kind of have to do for the guild. Rather than veteran, we don't really ask much of you guys, other than you can make events. You do have, you do have more perks over regular members.
Hey Zen, look at OChat,
Okay.
would you?
Real quick while there's silence, to new members who are initiates, if you filled out that form and you didn't get it, they have to be in pre-meeting. So know that we didn't overlook you guys. You'll, at the next meeting, then be promoted as long as you've met all the terms.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, you guys are right. I did miss a promotion to veteran, and that is to laxative.
Hey.
Sorry about that, buddy. Congrats.
It's cause you're old main. I didn't. It's my
Yeah,
fault. Sorry
Lastigal.
about that, Lastigal or laxative. I just called you Lastigal.
Glass. Sorry.
Congrats.
Cool, so does anybody else have any questions? We don't have anybody else in the queue right now.
I think we had one more who asked. Yeah.
Not that I see.
This is Bobo. Oh, did he? Okay.
Cool, well, if no one has any questions, then I'm going to go ahead and close the business side of the meeting. Our after meeting
Wait.
event...
Wait,
What's
can
up?
Bobo not talk? They typed. I am glad you added POC to your game. What was the reasoning behind that? Is that their question?
I don't see the question.
It's in TeamSpeak chat.
TeamSpeak chat. Bobo, was that your question that you typed out?
Just booing stupid.
He's referring to he's referring to the Q&A panel for Overwatch that I was bitching about.
Oh, okay.
People of color. That's what he's saying.
Oh, got it.
He was
Nice.
just derping. Okay, so yeah, if nobody has any more questions, we're gonna go ahead and close the business side of the meeting. Our after guild event is Mythic BRF and Hellfire to try to get the mount chance free roll. So go ahead if you're interested in sticking around. Stick around in the group. If you're not, we don't hate you. It's okay, but we need to know who's gonna come. So yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for coming.
Left your channel.